Hey parents, this is day 2 of long division. Had a couple more light bulbs kick on today, and that's okay. I kind of talked about how this is sort of like riding a bike. And there are days where you ride for a while and fall, and then there's days where you fall right away. But we're going to keep on going. I'm going to keep the rigor high. I have high expectations for these kids, and I'm going to be right next to them all along the way until they can accomplish those expectations individually. So today's another opportunity for practice. They only have to do the odd problems, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11. For my kids out there who are still like, what is odd? I want to go over sort of some expectations for what they're supposed to do. So they don't have to do the even problems, but what I want to see on these pieces of paper is a couple of things. And I told them that for now they need to do this, but if they can prove to me next week that they don't need to do it, I will individually per student allow them not to do what I'm about to do right now. So the first thing they have to do no matter what is put our acronym down. Does McDonald's sell burgers? This is their checklist. This is something that they have to do on every single problem. The next thing I'm making them do now is taking a look at the divisor on the even part over here where they're not going to be using because they don't have to do this problem. They need to do all the facts for 6. So 6 times 1, 6 times 2, 6 times 3, 6 times 4, 6 times 5, 6 times 6, 6 times 7, 6 times 8, 6 times 9. Why am I making them do this? Because they don't know their math facts, plain and simple, and this will save them time not having to think as they go, but they do the thinking ahead of time and they come and check it. So this is 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 54. All right? So now that they have their thought bubble, is what we call it in class, over here on the side, they can come start doing their division here. So they need to ask themselves, how many groups of 6 can I make from this 6? Well, if I come over here, 6 times 1 gives me 6. So, and tomorrow we're going to do this, but I'll do this tonight anyway. We're going to follow the number. 1 times 6 gives me 6 underneath, and we subtract. 6 minus 6 is 0. All right. Next thing I need to do now is I need to bring down my 5. I need to ask myself, how many groups of 6 can I make from this 5? Well, I can't. I already brought this number down, so I need to put a 0 above the 5. Well, since I couldn't divide this 5, I need to bring down the next number, which is a 9. What times 6 gets me super close to 59, but it doesn't put me over the edge? That's going to be 9. 9 times 6 gives me 54. And I subtract. 59 minus 54 leaves me with a remainder of 5. For some of you parents out there that are a little overzealous, and I appreciate it, there is a way for us not to have a remainder. However, we don't teach them that. 5th grade does, and they've politely asked us to not even go there. Just keep it remainder 5 and move on. So if you know how to do it, that's awesome. So do I. But let's make sure that we are just sticking to our zone. Let's keep in our lane as 4th graders, and we can only teach them what we need to teach them right now, and that is an R with a 5 next to it. So the last piece that we talked about, and some kids can do it, some kids don't have to. I mean, I kind of left it up to them for today. Next week, everyone's going to have to do it. But now they need to check their work. So I explained to them how you check your work in division. You take your quotient, which is your answer, 109. You put your remainder 5 over here. And then you take your divisor, which is 6, and you multiply these two together. 9 times 6 is 54. I don't know why I've done that twice today. 6 times 0 is 0, plus 5 is 5. 6 times 1 is 6. Now I take my remainder, 5, and I add it to this here. 5 plus 4 is 9. 5 plus 0 is 5. 6 minus 0 is 6. I got 659, which is my dividend here, which means that I got this question correct. They need to do all of this work for each and every one of these problems. Okay, so now that you know my expectation, I'm gonna go ahead and just solve these. That way they can check their work to mine, and then we'll kind of go over it at the end, okay? Number 3, here we go. Excuse me. Oops, cut that off, sorry. So again, what should your students be doing? All of this work. Don't worry about the checking part. They don't have to do that. If you want them to do it as a parent, please enforce that. However, I am not going to, at least not this week. Next week, I'll start pushing it a little harder once this becomes easy to do. Same thing with this does mom, or dad, mom, sister, brother, or does McDonald's sell burgers. This eventually will go away. These are like training wheels. Once you memorize the steps, you don't have to do it anymore. But for your kids, they need to be showing the multiplication. They need to be putting down the acronym off to the side, and I need them circling their quotients. Okay? Have a great evening. And again, the words of the evening tonight are patience and good vibes. If your kid and you are at each other's throats by problem number 7, just stop. Just stop. And we will pick it up tomorrow and we'll deal with it. This is simply just practice so that they can practice the skills they learned in the classroom. But what it doesn't need to be is a fight or, anything that, makes anybody in the household feel angsty or upset or, crabby. Because again, we've all been working hard all day, kids and adults included. So anyway, thank you guys for watching my video tonight. We are going to keep grinding. And eventually, by the end of next week, those training wheels are going to be off and we're going to be riding our bikes like superstars. Thank you guys for watching my video. Have a great evening, and I'll see everybody tomorrow.